Any botched finishes when you're in the ring? Any 3
Yeah, yeah,
counts that weren't supposed to
yeah.
happen?
Yeah, somebody just sent me one, and I don't honestly remember what happened. I just remember that it was Chris Jericho and Jim Neidhart, and I know
Oh.
for a fact because I saw because Jim Neidhart actually came to me because I went to talk to him about the finish, and he goes, "No, I got to talk to somebody about the finish," and so it might change. And I'm like, "Oh, okay," you know what I'm saying? Well, anyways, he didn't really want to put Chris over, and I think Chris being from that Stu Hart kind of thing, because he kept trying to put him in that lion tamer thing,
Okay.
and Jim just wasn't going. And you could tell he was working him, trying to work him over. But you know how big Jimmy is. He's a tank.
Right.
He don't want to go nowhere. He ain't moving
Right.
on you. So, and I just remember he kept saying, "Just ring the bell, just ring the bell," and I was like, it's not you know what I mean? It's like you haven't, and so I just rang the bell, and and then the announcers were like, "What the fuck happened?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just remember it had to do with something like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've had other, you just have them once in a while.
Sure.
You have a night that you're so tired because you've been on the road for like 28 days that the 27th day, you might, you're just like it's not asleep in the ring, but you're just calling it in. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
you're so tired, and sometimes that happens. Something will change in the ring, or something like that. So yeah, I've had a few misfires or miscounts, I guess. I remember one time I was working with the Ultimo Dragon, and I counted to four because I hit on one, two, but on three I hit he like moved his shoulder, and I hit his whole shoulder, like up shoulder. I didn't hit the mat, so I counted
Right.
again, so it would be three. And then they were calling me four count for a while, and I was like,
That's great.
but it was just funny. Sometimes that stuff happens. You mostly it doesn't, and you don't want it to, but it's just like any two guys. I'm sure you've had matches where you've gotten
Of
in with
course.
somebody that's just not flowing or just didn't work out the way it was supposed to, kind of thing.
What about time? Ever someone go way over their time, or just the opposite, they go home too soon?
More overtime. I remember when Russo first came in, they wanted to do a match where they were going to, then they did it where they split the screen, and they were going to have two guys in the back, one guy in the back getting covered, and two guys in the ring, one guy getting covered. And so when they showed the split screen, both me and I don't remember who the other referee was had to count one, two, three at the same time. Well, the two I had, one of them was Billy Kidman. I don't remember who the other one was. Kidman was supposed to pin him so I could count the one, two, three with the other referee out back, and the other referee, mine, I kept telling him, we got to go, and just they didn't, and so it was they kind of fixed it, I guess, in post editing, but the live it showed my I didn't, my two guys didn't pin each other in time for me to do one, two, three. So there are mishaps sometimes, and it's just that was they were trying something different. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
don't think it was executed the way it should have been. um, so that's what I think happened there. But again, I mean, there isn't one of us referees that hasn't had a mishap. I don't care who you are.
Sure.
Um, sometimes it just happens. Just I don't know. Sometimes you just get a mental block, and you just for a minute you're like, whoa, you have to rein yourself back in there. But yeah. So no, but not really anything bad. I mean, I don't ever remember anything going really bad or really because you can't when you work with certain people, you just knew you couldn't. There was no screwing up. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
that just wouldn't have been an option. So, um, yeah. So yeah, it's just like I said, that wouldn't be an option. Wouldn't be an option. That's for sure.